Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Season 9 Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship Tournament Week. I'm Duff. I'm your host all week. Hello to everyone out there in the chat. I always got to do my sound check. Give me a thumbs up if it's working, if everything's going right. Anyway, we have a very, very fun week scheduled ahead of us. Of course, 8 teams qualified for this week's Country Club Championship Tournament. We've got, let's have a look at them, Angry Birds, Arnie's Army, French Family, Get Good, Slice of Life, The Dudes, Whiskey Business, the defending champ, and of course, Shock and Awe. Joining me today, I do have some of the team captains. Joining me from Slice of Life, I've got Michael, which one do you like? Welcome, brother. How are you?
I appreciate it. Glad to be here. My mother calls me Michael. That's about the only one, so I usually go by Mike.
All right, so I'll call you Mike until you do something wrong, and then if you hear a Michael.
Glad to be here, man.
Thanks for joining me. We've also got from the Dudes. He's been around a few times. Goes by PJT. We'll call him Pete, though. Pete, how are you?
Good. How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Awesome. And then from Shock and Awe, of course, he likes to mix it up a little, but we like him. Ben, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Good, thanks. I'm officially changing my name legally to Tank, so look for that.
Yeah, I still don't get the Disney stuff, but you do you, man. You do you. And last but not least, first I got to say congratulations to these guys. They've been trying for a long time, bridesmaids for a while. They finally got it done with an absolute Herculean effort, 1 million+ points. President or captain from the French Family, we've got Drew. Drew, thank you.
Hey, Duff, thanks for having us. Excited to participate and really looking forward to the expansion next season and getting even more teams involved in this awesome event.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. First, couple shout outs here to everyone watching. We've got a bunch of my guys out there. Fat Cat's here. Jason's here. He competed in the final. Hannes is here. Nautical Craftsman's always here. I love him. James Cantrell's here. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so first, I'm going to bring up here some of the rules you can see on your screen there for this version of the championship. So round 1, we're changing it up a little. Round 1, because it's been my favorite round in competition so far. We're going with head-to-head. So we're going use your own balls, or use your own clubs, rather. The Wheel of Death picks the ball, and it's head-to-head on 2 or 7. So what's going to happen is I spin a wheel. You guys can see it on your screen. They're going to pick between Basic, Loop R, Mojave, Pro D, and Player's Choice. Both guys are going to use that ball, and whoever wins advances. We've done it a couple times. I did it in Duff Cup, and we did it in the last Country Club tournament, and it was a blast. So before I go to round 2, did you guys like that? I really like that head-to-head. Captains, what did you think of the head-to-head? Is it good? Should we keep it? What do you think of this?
It's the best part of the whole tournament.
Yeah, I'd say besides the fact that I completely biffed my round, I think it was the best from a playing standpoint and a watching standpoint. I just wanted to note Rockman looks like he's here as well.
Okay, we'll get there in a minute. Absolutely. I think to watch it is fantastic. To host it's fantastic. Everything about it is absolutely awesome. And I don't think that one's going away. Okay, so round 2, you're going to see on there. So round 1 will be 3 players potentially from each team. Round 2, we are looking at 4 players from each team playing a Royale, to be determined what format we're going to use. But it's not going to be the Casino Royale. I'm fairly confident. We're going to have something new. Don't worry, you guys are going to know plenty of time what it's going to be. But round 2, we're going with Royales. And then for the final, something I'm excited for, we've never done it before. We are doing 4 members, full foursomes from each squad, and they are going to play an 18-hole skins game. Now, they're going to use full clubs, full balls, pins, whatever they want. You're going to see exactly how they do all their adjustments. Now, the fun part of this is, so the tiebreaker is going to be on score first. So if team 1 has 2 guys eagle it and 2 guys birdie it, and team 2 has only 1 eagle and 3 birdies, then of course team 1's going to win. But if they're even in score wise, we're going to go to tiebreaker points, but you have to win by 20 tiebreaker points or more in order to win the skin, and to carry on to try and win the whole match. If you don't win by 20 TB, it's a carryover, and now that next hole will obviously be worth 2 or more skins. Now, if you guys, I told the captains about this last week. Have you had a chance to digest this a little bit? What do you think about this skins format? You looking forward to it? Do you think I missed the ball? It's something new.
Love it.
We're going to try it once at least. What do you think about this?
I love it. I think it's different, exciting. I like having more members from each team playing as well. I think it could be really cool.
So full disclosure, we've done skins games way back before country clubs and that, and it was a lot of fun. And I knew it was something I always wanted to bring into this format of the country club championship tournament. And I think it's going to be a blast to watch. But here, we're going to do our first draw of the night. So how this works, you can see on the right there, teams 1 through 8. I'm going to spin the wheel, and we're just going to fill those slots 1 through 8. So team 1 versus team 2 in round 1, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, so on and so forth. But are you guys ready? Let's do this first spin of the wheel, and let's see what happens. Oh, I'm a little nervous here too, Whiskey Business. I'm not even competing. It's on the line, but it is Angry Birds. Let's put them in here. Angry Birds take up the first spot, and let's see who they will be facing in round 1. Head-to-head match. It's going to be Angry Birds, and it's my boys, Whiskey Business. So Angry Birds versus Whiskey Business is that first matchup in round 1. Normally, I would say Whiskey Business is a favorite for a lot of things. However, head-to-head game, I know these Angry Birds. They've spent a lot of time playing head-to-head, and I don't know how happy I am about this matchup. But we're going to see. I know we've got our boys selected. Now, have you guys...
That's true.
So have you guys had a chance? Did you have a lot of volunteers for the head-to-head? Have you had a chance to pick your guys yet? Are guys interested in playing this, or do you have to kind of twist some rubber arms there to get them to play?
We're waiting for the official times to be determined here in this draw before we pick. But I just want to say something to all the guys on the team. We like getting as many new people involved in this as we can. And I know some of you are nervous about playing in front of people, but if you've watched either of the broadcasts, it's actually a really relaxed setting. It's not that nerve-wracking, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So we hope to get a bunch of new people from all our teams involved. I think all the captains would agree with that.
100%. And speaking from experience, I've played in a few live events and streaming and stuff, and a bunch of you guys have played and stuff too. That first shot, that first hole, maybe even the second hole, those hands get a little shaky. They're sweating a little bit. Sometimes you forget to breathe when you're shooting, but you really do really quickly. You fall into a bit of a groove and keep going, and they're fun to play. I don't know. They're fun to host. I'm assuming they're fun to play. I've been getting positive feedback on them.
Definitely fun to pay. We have so many people eager to jump in, especially Zach, Gator Nation. The guy wants to play everything. Our resident chatty Cathy there.
That's he's fun when he plays. And he had, I do believe, the greatest round ever in that Casino Royale when we did it. There he is. He's in the chat. He absolutely demolished that Casino Royale.
Yeah, he did.
I don't love that Casino Royale. I like it to play. I don't love it in this format, though. I don't think it's indicative of what we do. Anyway, let's go and do our second drawing. Keep these guys... don't keep them waiting, rather.
I'll say I think we've learned from the past that if you're going to get Whiskey Business, round 1 is the place to get them, because after that, it gets pretty tough.
No kidding it is. We are horrible in round 1. All right, Slice of Life came up. Slice of Life, Mike, sorry, that's you. And we are about to find out who your competitor is for the head-to-head portion of this championship tournament. The wheel's
Bring
spinning.
it.
You are Get Good. Play Get Good. So Slice of Life versus Get Good in the second half of the top part of this bracket. Michael, you know what I did? I wrote down Michael, so I keep looking down and I'm calling you Michael. Mike, what do you think about this matchup? How do you feel about this?
We're just happy to be back in it again. We went a whole season missing the cut with a little bit of downward turn in the club, and to bounce back the way that we have. We're just excited to have an opportunity to do it. So we're going to pull together as a team, and we're just excited about being in it and putting our best foot forward.
Well, I'm happy to have you guys back. And so if you're watching this, so we started off with 3 teams. Very first one, that was just like a pilot episode. We went to 8 right away. We stayed at 8 for a while. And this time we are for the next version of this. So it'll be season 10. To celebrate season 10, we are doing a full 16 teams. So in order to qualify, you have to be in the top 16 teams, point earners in the country club points for the entire 28 days. So this isn't just final weeks. This is, you got to put the effort in over the entire 28 days, and you can have a chance to be in this tournament, which I think we all agree, not taking anything away from winning the actual season, which most teams here have done, and that's an accomplishment, and it's awesome. I know for us in whiskey business that we look forward kind of the most to competing in this tournament because it's fun. So anyone, 16 teams, that's all you got to do. Come in the top 16 and you can have a chance to compete in this tournament. All right, so we're down French Family, the Dudes, Arnie's Army, and Shock and Awe. We've got 3 of those teams and their captains here right now, and let's see which 2 of these guys, because it has to happen, are getting matched up against each other. The wheel is spinning. Ben, it's you. Shock and Awe takes that 5 spot.
Love it.
Which means, oh, my fat fingers can't type. Which means you guys are playing Thursday night in the head-to-head, and I'm going to spin for your opponent right now. French Family.
Feeling.
Whoa.
Drew, you're getting it, buddy. Here's your chance. So we've got French Family in the 6th spot, which means Arnie's Army and the Dudes fill out the 7 and 8 spot. All right, Ben, Drew, chat amongst yourselves for a minute. How do we feel about this?
I'm just hoping the third time will be the charm. We're 0-2 against these guys in the Country Club Championship tournament, and I don't know what to say. The good news for you, Duff, is with Shock and Awe in there, you probably won't have to do a lot of talking because they like to talk a lot. So it's always fun to play with them.
Joe, you can't get Hy-Vee to talk though.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. I mean, I feel a little bad for French Family having to face us, and, ending the high they're on currently from winning, last season. But, bad luck happens.
I do believe we have never had someone win finals week and then back it up with the Country Club Championship tournament. Drew, you're the guy that knows all this stuff. Am I correct saying that?
You're correct.
So nobody has done that yet. So this might be a chance for a team to do that. All right. So the bracket drawing is done. I've got some team captains on some of the biggest teams and the biggest point producers and everything out there. So what do we want to talk about, boys? How do we feel about this last season? How do we feel about the new rules? Let's start with today, the pins. So now you can buy pins directly, the good pins, instead of just buying bags and taking your chance with some of the ones that we don't love so much. And you can just buy directly the good pins. Have you guys been buying them? What are your teams saying about this?
I bought a ball one and a club one. Not the biggest fan of them at times. I guess it depends. Most of the team, I only think half the team probably has never even used any. So I'm not seeing a lot of positive talk about them personally. But we'll see.
So I can't see them. They're not going to hurt anyone's game. Well, the accuracy one, I think that might have been a bit of a blunder putting that one in there. But the other ones, so 5 out of the 6 are definitely going to help players. I can't see them hurting. I guess we'll see.
Somebody in the Discord earlier today suggested Hype should let us delete the ones we don't want to use, because I agree with that. I use like only a small amount of them. The rest of them clutter up the screen.
Or you could organize them into recently used, just like they do with the balls now, because that would, because it is a pain having to scroll through all those. I'll admit that. So I think this is similar to when the whole pin system first came out, and there was a lot of negative reaction to it, and people were worried the scores were going to go crazy low, and it's ruined the integrity of the game, where I don't think it's really changed all that much. The good players are still winning, and everyone else is advancing kind of at a normal pace. You didn't see anyone that all of a sudden that was finishing 40th is now all of a sudden a top 3 player every time. There needs to be still a progression of skill in order to take advantage of some of these tools that we now have available to us and advance your gameplay and tourney play and all that. Where I do think it does help, though, is these mastery pins, and using some of these. Maybe you don't want to give away any of your secrets, Drew, but I think we've all kind of figured out how it's done. Some of these mastery pins and these head-to-head games and using them in tournaments and whatnot, did they play much of a role in your guys's absolutely insane numbers that you put up for the French family?
I'm not going to pretend like y'all don't know. They do play a role. So to win that finals week, you've got to come in with a team goal, team players, and y'all have the same objective, and at least, admit that you're going to use some of your fake cash to commit to that. Because well, you saw Get Good continued to push us hard. So I'm sure they were doing the same thing. So mastery pins definitely were a factor last season.
And it's only as we progress. I know me personally, so I do a ton of camping in the summer, and I'm away. I actually just got back today from a week. Shout out to Jellystone Park in North Java, New York. Fantastic camping facility. There's your unpaid ad that 61 people are listening to right now. And I haven't progressed very far in the mastery thing. Like, I'm still at bronze level, but I know if you get that maxed out and you start dropping a few mastery pins in there, all of a sudden you're getting boosts of 50% on some of these tournaments. So for a team like Whiskey Business, where we have very good Royale players and head-to-head players in that, but a lot of our points, let's say it as it is because of our high tournament finishes. But those can get negated in a hurry with teams using mastery pins. And now all of a sudden the big boost that we were getting in those 4-day QBs, they might start dropping out here pretty quickly. But I like it. It's no fun winning by a ton. As Drew, I'm sure you'll admit, if you guys had walked away with that final by 400,000 points, it wouldn't have felt as good as you guys having to bust your ass to the end to beat Get Good.
Right. And after 4 second place finishes, it was just, that much sweeter. We're glad to finally be on that list of champions and be 20% of the way to Whiskey Business and titles. Trying to keep it going and repeat this season. I'm just curious about what are y'all's thoughts on return on investment of mastery pins in head-to-head versus tournament? And obviously, I think they're a bad investment in Royales. But what do y'all think about investing them in tournaments versus head-to-head?
I don't even know how to use them.
Yeah, I'm not even close to you guys on that.
Okay.
I think head-to-head's got to be the way to go with them.
That's kind of what we think. Because it's so expensive to use them in tournaments, but I haven't done the math, so I was just curious what y'all thought.
For now, but sorry, go ahead.
Just gonna say it's interesting too with talking about mastery pins being useful in head-to-head and tournaments. I'm not a big Royale player, but I'll speak up for those guys. That makes Royales even more undervalued at this point. I think they need to up the points on Royales, because
I would love that.
I think head-to-head right now is definitely the way to go with the mastery pins, but you don't earn a ton, right? Going forward, if as you complete the bronze and silver and gold in that, and you can boost that tournament percentage, it might be worth it if you had a pile to use them down the road in tournaments. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to kind of let this, and that's the fun thing about this game is, hell, a year and a half ago you won tournaments with 3 drops, and now sometimes you lose a tournament with 16 drops over 18 holes. And watching how everything progresses and snakes its way through, and how people and clubs get to be near the top, and I think we're going to see that in the next little while with these mastery pins and with the regular pins and with new tournament or new tournaments and maybe new game modes coming out, and it's kind of fun to be part of the process rather than just walking into a game where it's all established and nothing ever changes.
I got a question.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I got my finger on the mute button. Go ahead, Ben.
Cool. And you just said process like a true Canadian. I love it.
Oh, that's funny. That came up. Go ahead.
Have you ever done a video on like the mastery pins and those point pins, and like not just what they are, but like how to use them strategically or anything like that? I find that useful because I think most of us don't even know how to use them.
I think I need to get a grasp on it before I don't like putting out shitty content. So I would have to get a grasp on how to do it in order to fully put out a video where we could get something out of it. Speaking of putting out content, and I'm looking over here at my subscriber base, I am so close to 2,000 subscribers. If anyone is watching this video and you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I want to be at I never thought I'd ever hit 500. If I can hit 2,000 by the end of this tournament, I'll be a happy camper. Anyway, yeah, these mastery pins, they definitely, I know us as Whiskey Business, we're still trying to figure them out and when to use them and whatnot. And it sounds like you guys kind of are too. French Family, I think, is kind of ahead of the game a little bit. But like anything else, I mean, we'll all figure it out eventually.
Right. Yeah. If anybody wants to learn quicker, feel free to join French Family, and we'll be happy to teach you everything we figured out so far.
Plug.
Now, I'll give you guys each a little chance here. I think, Ben, why don't you go first? You guys have some spots, and I notice you've got your shotgun spot. Now's your chance to give your little elevator pitch. We've got some guys watching. Guys will watch this in the replay. I believe you guys are looking for players, right? Go ahead, give your pitch.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of demand out there. Plus, we have players that, want to take some time off and not play as much. I mean, overall, with Shock and Awe, as you've seen with point totals, like after we won one of the seasons, we don't really grind anymore like we used to. Just didn't think the effort was worth it. But we started Shock and Spa as a team to really kind of teach the different styles of play we all have. We have a very diverse team in terms of playing styles, from like non-gritters like myself and Budge and Tweet to guys like Jaime, who's I think one of the top 5 players in the game. And so anybody that joins Shock and Spa will be in the main chat with Shock and Awe team as well. And so I think that's one of the awesome benefits to joining.
That sounds good. Now, Pete, are you guys full right now at the moment, or are you still accepting players?
I mean, we're almost doing the exact same thing. We've got, I think, one spot open in the main club, but we started. It sounds like the exact. It's called Dudes Abide. It's just a place for people to chill, but also for newer players if they want to come chat with us, learn. And then, last season we ran into trouble because we had a bunch of people on vacation. We had people retire randomly, or in Willie's case, unretire. And so we were scrambling a lot trying to fill spots to keep the points flowing. So we decided to set up a club where, we could help teach new people. But, then if we do have, people who need to move in and out, during the course of a season, we have a better way of doing that.
And Mike, how are you guys doing with Slice of Life?
We're doing well. Continuously looking for folks that want to be a part of a small, quaint club. I don't know who would necessarily want to be part of a farm team, a farm club, and who knows when you'll get your shot. So we do have room for one player. We like to keep it tight, kind of family oriented. We have fun together. We teach each other. We lean into each other, have a great time, share a lot of content, and just build a cohesive group of people that enjoy finger golf, and we're all having fun.
I love it. I love taking the shot at the other boys too. That's incredible. We all have fun doing this. And then Drew, you already talked about French family. You guys, I'm sure people are knocking down your door.
Right. I just want to say, we have a second team too, and I'm sure the other teams are organized this way, but we're all in the same chat, whether we're, on the main team or on the second team, and things come up with people all the time. Life happens. So we do some switching sometimes, and we're all still learning. We're not as talented as Shock and All. We're not as talented whiskey business as most of the other teams. It's mostly just about effort with us. And I will say, if you do think about us, we do try to win the title every season. That is our main goal. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are forced to be reckoned with. And yeah, I see lots of stuff in the chat. I'm going to get to a couple questions here just in a second. But if you are not part of a country club, it absolutely makes this game. And we've all chatted about this, the captains in previous streams, that it starts off with a lot of golf chat. And if you're in a tournament or there's a new course or something like that, something new comes out, yeah, you talk about a lot of golf stuff. But I just came back from a vacation. We've got a couple guys on vacation, and we're sharing vacation pictures and jokes and talking about life stuff and good stuff and bad stuff. And we had guys go through tough times and great times, and you celebrate with them, you cry with them, you set up Zoom chats and you drink beers, and it really is pretty fun. And I've gotten pretty close to some of the guys locally to me even, and we've got together in real life and went and do stuff. And my wife always makes fun of me saying, how do you make friends over a silly game or online? But whatever. People get married because they meet online. Who says you can't make friends online? It's awesome. It's super fun. And
time for a new wife, I think.
Yeah, say that to her. Dear, I love you if you're watching this. So questions in the chat were, any word on the caddy duff? So no secret, Banger is putting out an app that's going to come out in a couple of weeks. I know I've been saying a couple of weeks for a little while, so direct everything towards him, all the complaints. But he went and buggered his ankle up something fierce. The size of this ankle, it was so bad. Anyway, he's been on a lot of drugs lately, and so that slowed that down a little bit, but it is coming out eventually. And while it's not going to put the ball in the hole for you, it's definitely going to help your tournament play and just an overall understanding of the game. Other than that, yeah, so here we are. Here is the lineup. Again, round one, Angry Birds versus Whiskey Business. Slice of Life versus Get Good. Shock and Awe versus French Family. Arnie's Army versus the Dudes in the round one head-to-head battle. Starting tomorrow, we're going to go 7:30 Eastern for the first matches, 9 o'clock for the second. And then we've got the semifinals slated for Friday night, 2 of those Friday night. And then the final, the 18-hole skins game, which is what I'm looking forward to, will be Saturday, where we will crown the Ultimate Golf Country Club champion, where one of two things could potentially happen. We could have Whiskey Business go back to back. We could have French Family be the first to win the final and the CC champ in the same, or we could have someone else new. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, thank you to all the captains. Thank you to you guys watching this stream. I couldn't do these YouTube stuff without you guys. I hope you come back to watch the entire week of the Country Club Championship Tournament. And good luck to you. Say goodbye, guys.
Good luck, everyone.
We do know
Good
one
luck,
thing for
guys.
certain. Shock and I will be in the finals again. What is it? For what, 4th or 5th time or something? So,
And just a reminder to all those other teams out there, start grinding away if you want to get in that top 16. I'm looking at about 26 teams that could all qualify for that top 16. So you get in there, first round's head to head, anything can happen, and then you can be off to the races. So
Well,
hopefully we'll see you next season.
on
That would
that
be
note,
cool.
the first round will not be head-to-head next time. It will be something brand new. And
Interesting.
hang on, before we say goodbye to everyone, we still got 80 people here. So we were talking, I'm going to give a little teaser. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. So we talk about country clubs and people playing against each other on the different clubs, and we do get some pretty good rivalries going, and there's been some fun exchanges, there's been some heated exchanges, and everything in between. Coming shortly to the game, I'm not going to say exactly when, but coming shortly to the game, we might have a chance where players from different clubs compete together in a region versus region, similar to the Ryder Cup format, where we've got players from North America, maybe, against players from Europe, against players from the rest of the world. Anyway, stay tuned. That is coming to the game down the road, something for everyone to look forward to. So, Drew, you and I might be on the same team, or it might be me and Pete. Who knows? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. I'll leave it at that. And that's it. Later.